I'm Alan Dale, and this is the We Are Tourism podcast. I am so happy to be here in St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador, talking to the people in the hospitality sector. So many moving parts in this sector. Such an exciting place to be. And I can tell you, when I flew in here to do this, came into St. John's Airport, I was so excited to be a part of it. And you've got something to do with St. John's Airport, so why don't you introduce yourself, tell us what you do.
Great. Well, thanks, Alan. My name is Dennis Hogan. I'm the CEO of the St. John's International Airport Authority. I've been in that role now for a little over 2 years, and delighted to be here with you today.
Great airport, great services in the airport. Talk to me about how important it is to have a very vibrant airport in this hospitality sector.
Well, I think not only our airport in St. John's, but if you look provincially, the airports in Newfoundland and Labrador collectively do a great job of creating welcoming environments. They're a critical link, critical infrastructure for the tourism sector here in the province, and we're very proud to play that role. We view ourselves at St. John's Airport as a gateway to the rest of the world, and we're able to, I guess on one hand, we provide the very first impression that a visitor would have to our city and our province, and also in many cases the last impression when they leave. So we take that role very seriously. We're I think, a vital part of the tourism ecosystem. And it's just a delight to work with the members of Hospitality Newfoundland and Labrador and the other stakeholders at the airport campus itself, the airlines, the other tenants that we have, our vendors, concessionaires. It's all a big system that has a lot of moving parts, but it's great to see it in action.
You know, Dennis, an airport has to be so in tune with what's happening around them as markets expand and contract and tourists look to go in different directions and commerce changes. It must be an amazing space to be in.
It is, Alan. And one thing we are getting very excited about is expanding air access capacity, and that's particularly important and particularly critical for Newfoundland, the island of Newfoundland in particular, where we are an island economy in the middle of the North Atlantic, and having increased air access capacity is critical for economic growth, for building communities. And just this past year in 2020, to bring back direct nonstop service to London Gatwick. That route performed extremely well in 2024, and now for 2025 we have additional capacity built in to our transatlantic service. So we offer basically daily service to Europe now, 4 times a week to London Gatwick, twice a week to Dublin, Ireland, and once a week to Paris, France.
I mean, isn't that amazing when you think about it, right? How connected we are to Europe right now with an ability to fly through Newfoundland. And Newfoundland is such a great point to sort of leap off from into Europe.
Yeah, well, it's incredible when you think about our geography and the size of Canada. We are actually much closer to the UK and Europe than we are to the other side of our own country. Yeah. So, as you probably know, a direct flight to London is about 4.5 to 5 hours direct flying time. If you took that same plane, turned it around the other direction and flew west, you probably get to Winnipeg in about the same amount of time. So that just gives you the scale. And because of our proximity, it just makes a lot of economic sense to have those connections. There's been a historical trading relationship, but also a growing momentum for tourists coming to Newfoundland and Labrador and experiencing everything we have to offer with their vacations.
And, you know, there is so much to offer here. I mean, it must be, I don't want to say easy, but it must be nice for you to be able to go into conversations and talk about these countries coming to Newfoundland and Labrador, knowing what there is to offer here. What an incredible province with so much experience to give people.
Yeah, there's no doubt, and we play our role in facilitating that travel, but really the tourism operators, the people behind the scenes who are working to create this a very welcoming environment to the province. That's really what sells the experience. And we just are fortunate to be able to play an important role in that, knowing that without those visitors, of course, our our tourism industry wouldn't have the same economic success that they've had, particularly coming out of the last few years of the pandemic. And one thing I'm particularly proud of is only this week we found a fairly significant award from the Airports Council International group, and it's best airport in North America for passengers under 2 million passengers, and that is such a reflection of the work that our team advances every day, day in, day out, to ensure that passengers have the safest, most comforting and efficient experience as they can at the airport.
Dennis, an absolute pleasure to be in conversation with you. You're clearly the right guy with the hand on the tiller right now as this incredible industry is growing and thriving. So great to have the airport team on board, and it is a beautiful airport. Well done to you. Thank you for your leadership.
Great.
This
Thank
is
you.
Face of Tourism and Hospitality in Newfoundland and Labrador. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.